The ball's in the air and controlled by Cincinnati's Tony Yates. So the Bearcats have got the ball on the move. He brings the ball over the 10-second timeline. The Bearcats control to Larry Shingleton down here to Bonham in front of our WCFL Sports microphones. Drives the baseline, jumps, shoots, off, no good. And Wilson stuffed it through. George Wilson went high in the sky and stuffed it through. Close to Hunter. Hunter turns, passes back out to Harkness. Harkness out to Ron Miller. They're going to try to set the pattern. They're not going in that full court press, incidentally. There goes Harkness driving the baseline, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Tom Thacker, who is on Harkness. Ingram will bring the ball in play, and he does. Passing away back to Ron Miller, knocked away into the hands of Leslie Hunter. Off to the right side to Miller at quarter court. Jumps, the 20-footer is on the way. No good, and knocked out of bounds by Loyola's Jerry Harkness. To the right side to Tony Yates. He's the playmaker to Shingleton. On the left side in front of our sports microphones. Shingleton's got the ball into the post to Wilson. Leslie Hunter has a hold of his arm and is called for it. So Wilson will go to that line for the first free throw of the ball game. The score, Wilson shoots up. It is in. Good. 3-0. Wilson having all 3 points of the ball game. And a man-for-man defense drives the baseline, jumps from 6 out, and is up, rolling around, and good! Loyola scores! Johnny Egan hits it. This is Tony Yates, the captain and playmaker, bringing the ball down on the left side, which is the west side of Freedom Hall here in Louisville. Yates passing off to Wilson, way back at quarter court. It goes back to the timeline. Yates has got it, turns around. Harkness is on him over to the right side. Shingleton goes to the baseline, trying to get it into the post, but he cannot do it. The ball goes in to Thacker, turns around, looks around. On the right side, he passes way back at the top of the key to Tony Yates. They say, let's try to set up play number 4. Yates passing over to the right side to Thacker. Thacker passing out to Bonham. He jumps. A 12-footer up, off, no good. Wilson tips, no good. Tips again, no good. And the rebound by Wilson. He shoots and does not score, and there's a foul underneath. It's on the way. It is good. The score 4-2 with 17:52 left to go. As guarded by Thacker. Harkness goes off the left side, jumps an 8-footer off, no good, and Wilson clears the backboard, and a foul is called on Ron Bonham, backing up underneath. Eyes the basket, high over the head. A right-handed shot is good. The score 4-3, whizzing back and forth, being guarded by Harkness. Yates over the timeline, off to the left of Shingleton. Down to Bonham, being guarded by Vic Rouse. He turns around, jumps, blocked by Leslie Hunter, and he gets it out of the air. Leslie Hunter blocked it beautifully. Here comes Miller on the attack for the Ramblers. Back to Egan, back near the timeline. On the left-hand side to the right side, it goes to Miller. Miller going off the right side at quarter court, being guarded by Thacker. Into the post, it goes to Hunter. And the ball was knocked away. A foul called on George Wilson, number half. He bounces it 3 times. Takes a deep breath. A right-handed push shot is up and good. It's tied up a brand new ball game with Yates down over the timeline. Harkness is on him. Over to the far side to Shingleton to Thacker at quarter court. Turns around. Underneath it goes to Bonham. Knocked away beautifully, and Ron Miller's got the ball. Vic Rouse knocked it into Miller's hand on the attack. The Ramblers, a 13-footer up off, no good. Hunter tips, no good. And getting the ball is Rouse underneath, knocked away and taken by Tom Thacker. Vic Rouse was screened down there. And as the Bearcats bring the ball on the attack, the right side at quarter court, over near the sideline. Back out to Shingleton, high at top of the key, the right side it goes again. In it goes to Wilson. He's under, he shoots, knocked away by Vic Rouse. Can you believe it? Fired ball game by both aggregations. The ball's back to Bonham, top of the key, jump, shoots, hit. 6-4 as Bonham scores his first 2 points on the attack. The ball goes into Hunter, turns around, jumps off, no good. And the rebound taken off of there by Yates. Yates brings the ball down for the Bearcats. He drives to the right-hand side at quarter court, looking around. Into the post it goes to Wilson. Leslie's on his back. He jumps, shoots off, no good, but Thacker clears it. A left-handed hook shot is off, no good. And the ball cleared by Wilson. Lays it up, no good. And the ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Vic Rouse of the Ramblers. And he passes into Yates at the baseline on the far side. An 18-footer, good. 8-4, that's the score. Trailing by 4. To Rouse. Rouse going behind the key, jumping, forcing, shooting off, no good, and Thacker clears the ball. Tom Thacker, 6'2", from Covington, Kentucky, has got the ball for the Bearcats. Over to Shingleton, 8-4, that's the score. 15:05 left to go in the first half. To Thacker on the right side. Turns around, jumps to the free throw line, off, no good, and there goes Harkness up to get that ball off. Over to Leslie Hunter, back to Harkness. Harkness bouncing it right into the hands of Johnny Egan. Now Egan takes that ball on the attack, an 8-4 score. Off to Miller to the right-hand side, goes to the baseline, jumps, an 8-footer off, no good. Miller gets the rebound, and it is knocked out of bounds, but he is fouled. No, they say that Miller committed the foul himself as he followed up to get that rebound. And has got the ball on the left side. Over to the right side, it goes to Miller, to Harkness, off to Miller again at quarter court, passing back to the top of the key to Vic Rouse. Look, Passes back to Ron Miller. Miller over to Harkness. He goes down to the baseline. Bonham's on him. Dribbles under, fakes, shoots, and he is knocked down. But getting the ball is Thacker. Thacker on the attack to the right side, and he rolls the ball. He palmed the ball. No question about it. He rolled it over on his hand. The score, 9-4. The Bearcats. A bounce pass to Harkness, back to Egan. A 20-footer by Egan is off the rim, no good. And tipping the ball, knocking it into the hands of Larry Shingleton. The Bearcats have got the ball and a 5-point lead in the ball game. A man-for-man defense. Shingleton has got it over at the right side of quarter court. Egan is on him. Now the ball is out to Tom Thacker. Miller puts his hand up. Down in the corner, it goes to Shingleton. Shingleton looks into the post. It goes to Wilson. Knocked away by Ron Miller into the hands of Vic Rouse. Egan dribbling with a tattoo dribble down over the 10-second timeline to the right side to Miller. Miller down to Harkness. Harkness yet to score. Back to Miller. Over this time to Rouse. Bounce pass into Leslie Hunter. Over to Ron Miller. He jumps. He shoots a 6-footer. Rolls off. No good. And the ball is knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Vic Rouse. The lid is closed on the basket of the Ramblers. A bounce pass to Bonham, being guarded by Rouse. He gets a pick, and the ball knocked away by Rouse. Rouse controls the ball for the Ramblers. He looks Bonham in the eye as if to say, there's something you can have. And the Ramblers call timeout with 12:56 left to go in the being guarded by Tony Yates. Off to Egan on the left side. Into the post. The high post is Leslie Hunter. Turns around off to Miller. Miller off the right side. Lays it up. A shot is off. No good. And the ball controlled by Harkness at the baseline. Out to Vic Rouse. Rouse over to Miller on the right-hand side. Miller's got it down in the corner to Harkness. Back to Miller at about quarter court. A bounce pass into Leslie Hunter to give and go. And Bonham knocks Ron Miller. Bonham knocked Ron Miller, but wait a minute, they say Ron Miller charged. It's an off-court at Freedom Hall in Louisville. Over to Yates. The right side, it goes to Tom Thacker. Down underneath to Shingleton. He does not shoot, though. Passes over, intercepted by Harkness. Here goes a 3-on-3. Harkness drives the baseline, and he has to wait. He holds up. Passes back out to Ron Miller. Miller has got it left side over to Egan. Egan coming off the right side at the top of the key, looking around, passing back to Miller, top of the key, the left side, it goes to Rouse. Rouse jumps, a 20-footer is off the rim, no good. The ball knocked into the hands of Egan. Egan rolling around inside the lane, jumps, shoots, and it is up, off, no good. A foul is called underneath. I believe it's on Tom Thacker. Egan sets, he shoots, it is rolling off, no good. It is up, and it's good. The score now 9-5. So the Bearcats will bring the ball on the attack. And now, Harkness staying with him. Looks around, trying to get it into Wilson. The ball goes into Wilson, back to the baseline. It goes to Bonham. He jumps. A 12-footer is good by Bonham, the All-America Ron line. Turning around, jumping, shooting, off the rim, no good. And the ball is controlled by the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Ball 11-5, that's the score. Here is Tony Yates dribbling on the far side, saying, let's set up a play, fellas. To Shingleton off the left side, it goes to Ron Bonham. Bonham back over to Tony Yates, the right side to Thacker. Thacker looking around, and a foul called on Rouse as Bonham line. Bonham has got 4. Now he's got 5 points in the ball game. The attack into Hunter, turning around, jumping off, no good. Hunter tips, no good, and controlled off of there by Thacker. And a jump ball between Johnny Egan and Tom Thacker. And that Johnny Egan is 5'10". The ball is up and tip controlled over to Bonham. Bonham bats over to Yates. Yates bringing the ball down. We may be wrong, but I noticed that Miller, who is 6'2", is at least 2 inches smaller than Thacker. Yates has got it in front of our WCFL sports microphone with a right-hand dribble, turns around, gets a pick. He starts to pass off, looking way back to Shingleton. Larry back over to Yates. Yates has got the ball, trying to get it into Wilson. Instead to Shingleton at the top of the key on the right-hand side. The ball goes to Thacker, quarter court. Thacker way over. Hands it back to Larry Shingleton. They have a 7-point lead, and when Cincinnati's got that kind of a lead, it's pretty tough. In the lane is Wilson, but he does not get the ball. It goes back to Yates. Yates with a left-handed dribble, going around, laying it up, and blocked beautifully by Jerry Harkness. Blocked out of bounds. A beautiful play by Jerry. Tom Thacker, the Bearcats, bringing the ball in. He does to Yates. Passing over to Bonham. Behind the free throw lane. It is off the iron. No good. And Miller controls it off of there. Miller back to Egan. They slow down that fast break. 12-5 the score. 9:56 left to go in the first half. Egan has got the ball with a dribble. Laying underneath, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Knocked out by Larry Shingleton. Has the ball. He will pass it in. And he does. He passes over the left side to Miller. Jumps from about 20 out and hits it. A deuce for Run. A 5-point lead for the Bearcats as they're on the attack again. The Cincinnati Bearcats on the attack with Larry Shingleton. His left wrist bandaged, and he brings the ball over the timeline. To the right side it goes to Tom Thacker. Thacker down to Yates. Yates jumps from 18 out. It's good by Yates as Yates scores. 14-7, doubling the score of the Ramblers. They're down to Harkness. Harkness is yet to score. We're going to see what happens. He backs up. He always shoots when he does. Let's wait. He turns around, jumps, shoots off, no good, and the ball knocked into the hands of Wilson. Ball, and he cuddles it ever so gently to his breast. as he hands it off to Larry Shingleton. Larry bounce pass into Bonham. Over to Shingleton, driving down the baseline, and he is called for traveling. Trailing by 7. Ron Miller has got the ball. A bounce pass off to Harkness. Harkness goes to the right side. The ball goes back to Rouse. Over to Miller, jumping from behind the free throw lane. It is up and short. No good, and Thacker clears it. Thacker coming down court now. Now he holds it. Off to the right side. It goes to Shingleton. Larry Shingleton slowing the play down. He's on the right side. A bounce pass at quarter court to Thacker. Underneath the Yates, and he scores. Yates scores. 16-7 as Cincinnati has got a 9-point lead. Egan. Bounce pass off to Miller. Miller over the right side. Back to Harkness. Going off the left side. The ball knocked away, but he recovers it. Out to Vic Rouse. Over to Egan. To the right side to Ron Miller. Down to Jerry Harkness. Jerry's got to hit the net. He goes down to the baseline. Drives. Jumps. Shoots. And the ball knocked away, but rebound by Leslie Hunter. And he gets it up and scores. Scores 16-9. Timeout for the officials. Wilson at the post. Tom Thacker and Ron Bonham at the forwards. And now we're ready to go. Egan knocks the ball into the hands of Shingleton and out of bounds. It'll be Loyola's ball. Leslie Hunter turns around at the free throw lane, shoots up off, no good. The ball is knocked up and into the hands of Thacker underneath. Thacker comes off with that ball to show you how the Bearcats are controlling the backboard thus far. And dribble. Off to Yates. Yates has got the ball high between the key and the 10-second timeline. Off to Bonham. Knocked away, but Bonham recovers. Back out to Tony Yates. To the right side it goes to Thacker. Thacker trying to get it into Wilson. Out instead to Larry Shingleton. Shingleton to the left side to Wilson, who's way out in front of our WCFL sports microphones. He passes over the ball. Knocked away by Miller, but Bonham recovers. Gets the ball. Shoots and scores. Miller took a gamble. It's 18-9, doubling the score once more. Into the post it goes to Leslie Hunter, being guarded by Wilson. Out to Rouse, the left side. He jumps. A 25-footer off. No good. And the ball knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds. And one for Thacker. The shot's on the way, and it's good. 19-9, a 10-point lead, and back. A bounce pass to Harkness. Down to the right side it goes to Egan. Into the post it goes, and knocked out of bounds. It went into Hunter, knocked out by George Wilson. Out to Miller it goes. Into the high post to Hunter on the right side, and he is knocked down by Tony Yates. It'll be first half. Hunter bounces it 4 times. Now he takes that patient look, shoots, and scores it. 19-10, back to a 9-point lead once again. Goes down to get on Thacker, who drives down near the baseline on the right side. Way back out it goes. Looking now, trying to get a pass away. He does to Larry Shingleton. Back over to Thacker at quarter court. In it goes to Wilson. Tapped away and controlled by Harkness. Harkness with a 3-on-2. He stops at the free throw lane. Looking over the left side to Miller. Miller comes inside. Out to Harkness, top of the key. Top of the key, right dead behind the bucket. Now he goes off the left side, being controlled by Harkness. Harkness looking around, trying to get a pass away. He passes out to Ron Miller. Over on the left-hand side about quarter court. And it goes to Hunter. Jumps, shoots, off, no good. And the tip in by Rouse. We'll have to wait and see. It is given to Hunter. Given to Hunter instead. They say that Rouse did not tip it in. Shingleton bringing it down. Passing to the right side to Thacker. Miller is on Thacker. Thacker looking. He passes over to Wilson. It goes out of bounds. And that's the score. Thacker brings the ball into Yates at the baseline. Oh, brother. Yates way back out to Larry Shingleton. Bounces and then right hand over to Thacker over the right side. A right-handed shot is up and good by Thacker. It was a beauty. He won to 12 as Cincinnati leads by 9 with 4:40 left to go here in the first half. Egan to the right side to Harkness. He is yet to score. Harkness tattoos the dribble. Down to the baseline. Fakes. Back out to Egan. A 25-footer is up and good by Egan. 21-14 as the Bearcats are on the attack now. Shingleton coming down the west sideline. Looking. Passing out with a bounce pass to Thacker. Now near the 10-second timeline. Thacker makes a fake. Looking. Out to Wilson it goes on the left-hand side of the key high. Wilson turns around trying to get that ball away. He fakes a pass and dribbles off the right side wanting some help. He gets the help from Tony Yates, their captain and playmaker. Harkness is on him. Yates with a left-hand dribble comes out between the keys. Between the 2 big rings as Yates dribbles then passes over to Larry Shingleton. Out to Bonham. Bonham way out, looking around, high over the head. Then he goes back out to Yates to the right side. It goes to Wilson. The ball is knocked out of bounds by Vic Rouse. And that's the score, and Tom Thacker has got it. Red Rush with a play-by-play story. Certainly hope you're enjoying it. The ball goes way back to Bonham. Handed off to Yates back near the 10-second timeline. 21-14 with 3:30 left to go in the first half. Yates goes off the right side. They switch their man for man. Back to Shingleton. Down it goes to Bonham. Drives the baseline. Lays it up. Knocked away. Bonham gets it. Lays it up. And he does not score. A foul is called. Bonham bounces it. Now he eyes it again. High over the head. Shoots up and scores. 23-14, a 9-point lead with 3:15 left to go in the first half. And defense. The Ramblers have got the ball. Hunter turns around, spins, lays it up, and scores. Leslie Hunter scored a beauty. Turned around, faked Wilson out of his uniform. Shingleton with a left-handed dribble. Comes down to Thacker on the right side. 23-16. Cincinnati in control of the ball. They've got the ball down here on the near side. Yates goes down to the baseline. Harkness on him. Back out to Wilson. He passes out to Larry Shingleton. The little guards are the playmakers. Over to Thacker on the right side. High over the head. Looking around. Drives down. Jumps. Turns the ball over, and his ball is tipped in. It's tipped out and knocked away. And controlling the ball, Larry Shingleton of Cincinnati. Here goes Shingleton off the right side. Harkness picks him up. The ball goes into bottom of the free throw lane. He shoots it short, and the ball underneath is controlled by Wilson. Lays it up and scores. As Cincinnati's getting the backboards here tonight. Notes down to Harkness. He's got it near the baseline. Jumps a 12-footer off the left side of the iron. No good. Rouse clears the backboard. Turns a 12-footer. Good by Rouse. 25-18. A 7-point lead. Now for Rouse. Can you believe it? Harkness is yet to score in the ballgame. Here's Yates. Bounce pass down to Larry Shingleton. Larry trying to find a man open. Bounces with a couple of dribbles. Now bounce pass out to Ron Bonham. Bonham has got the ball at the left side of the key. Down in the corner to Singleton. There goes Wilson. Back to Bonham. He jumps from 12, and he hits. He hits. 27-18 as Ron Bonham picks up his 11th point, and there's why he's an All-America. Egan at quarter court. Hands off to Rouse. He jumps. 15-footer, and it goes in the net to score. Court press employed by the Ramblers as the Bearcats bring the ball down. Tony Yates has got the ball. Passing over to Thacker on the right side. Starts to go in. Fakes. He pushes away and shoots and scores. They do not call a foul, and he went right into Ron Miller. 29-20. 57 seconds left to go. Egan, a 25-footer. Up, off, no good. And the ball controlled by Thacker underneath. They're getting the boards. There's no question about it. Ben was really irritated on that last one by not calling it as Thacker just pushed Miller out of the way. 29-20 with 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Tony Yates has got the ball back near the 10-second timeline to Shingleton on the left-hand side, way back, almost midcourt. Off to Yates, coming off the left side. Egan is out on him. Yates has got it. Out to Bonham. Bonham high over the head with that ball. Passing out to Larry Shingleton. They're going to have a little control now. Thacker on the right side, way back. Looking up at the clock with 20 seconds. They're going to take one shot. You can bet on that. 29-20. There's 14 seconds. The fans in the stands do not particularly care for it. There goes Shingleton driving down, laying it up. A scoop shot it is. Off and controlled by Leslie Hunter. 7 seconds. Pass down is intercepted by Thacker. He jumps. He shoots a 30-footer, and it's off. No good. And Thacker goes in the air and comes down on a man. A foul will be called on Thacker this time. You can bet on that. The fans behind the basket are standing up. The Cincinnati cheerleader is standing there, and he makes it. So at halftime, the score is 29-21. Rouse 6-6. The ball is up and controlled by Jerry Harkness over near the sideline. Back to Miller, the ball goes. Back down to Harkness on the right side. Going inside the free throw lane, shoots up, and it goes off to Rouse. He scores as he controls the board. Full court press now by Loyola. 29-23 as the Bearcats are on the march. They have got that ball, leading by 6 points now. Going down to the baseline is Thacker. He fakes, he jumps, he shoots, and he scores. Thacker fakes once, fakes twice, he jumps, he scores. 31-23, back to an 8-point margin. Egan on the attack. In it goes to Hunter. He starts to shoot. He jumps up. The ball knocked away over to Egan near the baseline. Egan jumps. 18-footer is up, and Hunter clears the board. Jumps, shoots, and scores! Leslie Hunter scores! Hunter scores! His 10th point of the ball game as Hunter went high over Wilson's hands. 31-25, a full court press. The pass goes down, intercepted by Hunter, and Harkness has got it. Here they go. Pass break coming down as Harkness. He controls it now. Going down inside the lane, jumping, passing off, over to Hunter, shoots up off, no good. And Harkness has got the ball taken away by Yates underneath, and Ireland gets up and screams at the official. Here comes Yates down with that ball for the Bearcats. Ireland could have climbed all over William Bussinius. Larry Shingleton back over to Yates. 31-25, the Bearcats on the attack. Cincinnati, a shot down in the corner, and swish, it goes through by Tony Yates. His 8th point of the ball game. Into an 8-point lead as Egan comes down court with the ball. Off the right side it goes to Harkness. Harkness backing up. He turns around, he shoots, it is up off, no good, and clearing the board is Tony Yates. Tony Yates now has the ball. It's on the attack again. There goes Yates down the right side at quarter court. In goes to Thacker. Thacker fakes, turns, jumps, shoots, 8-footer up and off the backboard and in. Good. 35-25, a 10-point lead. The right side, it goes to Harkness, driving inside, off to Rouse. Rouse, an 18-footer off the iron, no good. Coming over, and Yates gets it at the baseline. Passing down to Bonham, and the ball is underneath. Bonham lays it up and scores! Bonham makes it 37-25. Here comes Egan for the Ramblers of Loyola. To Rouse, back to Egan in front of our sports microphone. Egan jumps from 12 out, no good. Egan gets the rebound, fakes, lays it up, and scores! Wilson backed away to say, I don't want any part of him this time. Full court press. Out to Wilson it goes. Wilson handing off to Larry Shingleton, the 5'10 senior from Madison, Indiana. A left-handed dribble. Going down to the baseline. Drives to the baseline. Looking around. Passing way back out to Tony Yates. Yates dribbling high, just like a yo-yo dribble. Over to the right side, it goes to Thacker. Ron Miller is on Thacker. Down it goes to the baseline. Setting Singleton, a 15-footer, no good. Wilson gets it, lays it up, and scores. They're getting the board. Ron Miller has got the ball now. A bounce pass in, knocked away by George Wilson. Taken away by Johnny Egan. Johnny Egan has got the ball. Over to Harkness. This is a rough game. To Egan. In it goes to Hunter. Turnaround jump shot is up off. No good on the ball. Knocked out of bounds. And it was touched. I think I would have gone out there. Egan. Bounce pass underneath to Harkness. He fakes. He jumps, starts to shoot, and Thacker creams him. 39-27. That's it. They're only giving him one shot. They say he was not shooting. Ireland screaming paid off. Over at the baseline with that ball, Harkness. He looks, passes back out of quarter court to Miller. To Egan, 39-28. Over the left side, Rouse drives in, lays it up, and no basket. Wait a minute, there's a foul on Ron Bonham. Takes a deep breath. High over the head, holds it, shoots it, scores it. 39-29, back to a 10-point lead. Goes down court with the ball. Thacker over the 10-second timeline. Off the string. No, he goes down to the baseline instead, turns around. Fakes, passing way back out to Tony Yates. Yates, the 6'1 senior from Cincinnati, passing over the right side to Thacker. Thacker, quarter court, passing way over to Bonham. Going down, jumps, a 12-footer on the way, off the iron, no good, and Vic Rouse goes high to get the ball. And a foul was called on George Wilson. And that from the charity line in the second half will try to make 2 points now. He has one coming. It's on its way. It is off, no good. And underneath there is a foul. Ron Bonham fouling. It rolls around and in to make it 39-30. There goes Yates over the 10-second timeline, looking for a man. He points up one finger. 15-12. You can bet that Cincinnati will be into some sort of a stall in the ball game, leading by 9 points. Over to Larry Singleton. It goes into the post to Wilson, being guarded. And Wilson drives down, and a foul is called on Leslie Hunter. It's on its way, and it is rolling around off. No good. Wait a minute. They're going to give him 2 points. The tip by Bonham. 41-30. The Ramblers have the ball. Out to Harkness. In it goes to the high post to Hunter. Turnaround jump shot is off the front of the iron. No good. And Thacker clears the boards as Cincinnati is dominating the board. There goes Thacker driving down the right side to the baseline. Now he goes back out on the corner of the baseline. Looking around. Passing out to Tony Yates. Yates putting up one finger saying, let's get one shot. Let's make it good. 14:25 left to go in the ballgame. Bonham on the right side. Jumps and scores. 43-30. A 13-point lead. Rouse turnaround jump shot is up off. No good. And clearing the board is Tony Yates. Yates has got it over the far side to Larry Shingleton. Larry down in the corner to Bonham. He jumps. An 18-footer is up and good. 45-30. Now, Cincinnati leading by 15 points. You wouldn't believe it unless you were here. Here comes Harkness in the lane. Jumps, shoots off. No good. The lid is on that basket for him. The lid is on the basket. Oh, Wilson. All right, here comes Thacker down court. 45-30. Over it goes to Larry Shingleton. Larry with that ball. Left-handed dribble. Going down on the left-hand side. Way back out to Tom Thacker. They're going to play keep away. 45-30. Ron Miller is on him. And it goes to Bonham at the free throw lane. Back it goes. Way out to Thacker. Off to Tony Yates at the left sideline. The fans do not like keep away except the Cincinnati fans. They don't mind it a bit. They're leading with 13:06 left to go in the ball game, leading 45-30. Ball knocked away and out of bounds. Last touch by Leslie Hunter. Ball thrown way out to Bonham. Bonham going off the left side. Jumps. An 18-footer is off the iron. No good. And Harkness gets the ball. Here they come. 3-on-3. Harkness coming down the left side. Drives down. Lays it up. And no good. The ball is cleared by Bonham. Underneath and knocked out of bounds by Thacker. Bonham had hold of it. Went into Thacker's hand and out of bounds. It'll be Loyola's ball. Baseline is up off. No good. And Thacker clears the board. Thacker faking, this time passing over to Yates. Yates going down court fast on the right-hand side. They're going to play keep away as Thacker has got the ball. In it goes to Wilson. Wilson, high post on the left side, bounces back to Yates by the 10-second timeline. Goes down to the right side, drives the baseline, and the ball goes out of bounds. He slipped and fell on the hardwood court here at Louisville. He's got the ball into the high post to Hunter. Turn around, lays it up, and oh! And getting the rebound was Rouse, but that was goaltending. I don't care what anybody says. Has the ball down by the 10-second timeline. Bouncing it over to Thacker. The ball was knocked off of the backboard, and that has to be goaltending, no matter how you cut the mustard. Going down the right side, Thacker's got it into the hands of Ron Miller. 45-32, here they go. 3-on-2, over to Harkness. Harkness under, lays it up, and it is off, no good. He was fouled by Tony Yates. Well, that can certainly help the Ramblers if they can get going. The shot is up this time, good by Harkness, to make it 45-33. The clock's still going with the ball knocked out of bounds. Yates has got it. A full court press. A bounce pass. It goes into Wilson. Wilson hugs the ball. Now dribbles down over the 10-second timeline. 11-11 left to go in the ballgame. 45-33. Bounce down to Shingleton. Shingleton down. It goes to Thacker. The ball knocked away and knocked out of bounds. Oh, it is saved. Wait a minute. It is going to be given to Cincinnati, but they'll pass it back out. It is called keep away. Come out and get me if you can. Yates over to Larry Shingleton. Larry, high over the head, now passing off to Thacker. High over the head, Thacker holds it, moves about 8 times, but no call. This time Yates has got the ball. Dribbling, a bounce pass, a nice one into Thacker. Thacker turns around, passes back out to Yates, over the left side to Bonham. He'll probably shoot. He wants to get some points. Let's see what happens. A foul is called on George Wilson, and that is 4. If Wilson will be going out of the ballgame, we have a man ready to come in. Here is Egan in front of our WCFL Sports microphones, going in the lane, backhand pass, it goes to Harkness, the baseline, jump, off, no good, he can't get it. Rouse gets the rebound, turnaround jump shot is up, off, no good, and Larry Singleton gets the ball, and a foul called on Johnny Egan. Ball game 45-33 with 10:04, it's up, it's good. It's on the attack, trailing by 13 with exactly 10 minutes left to go. In it goes to Hunter, Hunter driving, turns around, jump off, no good. The ball knocked out to Harkness. In the lane, jump, shoots, it is off, no good, and a foul is called. Right side, no good. Now he is 2 for 5. It's on Miller wisely saying no. Ron Miller put his hand up, but Rouse gets the credit for the credit. Bonham eyes it, shoots it, and scores it. It's from the field. All right, here's Egan on the right side, 47-34. The Ramblers on the attack. Rouse going down to the baseline. A 12-footer off the front of the iron, no good. And controlled by Leslie Hunter. He fakes, passes out to Miller at the free throw line, shoots up, it's off the front of the iron. Rouse gets it, turns around, shoots. It is off, no good. And the rebound is taken off by Egan. Going down the baseline, starts to lay it up. The ball knocked away beautifully. Bonham has it. Hyde Dottie knocked that ball away. A beautiful block by Hyde Dottie. Yates passing underneath and out of bounds. Hyde Dottie put his fingertips out and it went off of him. 9 to go, 47-34, 13-point lead. Here's Ron Miller going down to the baseline. Jumps, shoots, scores! Ron Miller finally got his second basket of the night. He has 4 points. The pass goes down to Tony Yates, 47-36, 11 points. Here they go in that keep-away game again with 8:38 left to go in the ball game. It's called keep-away. Come out and get it if you can. Thacker has got it. Thacker bouncing it, looking, high over the head, it goes to Yates. Yates on the right side at about quarter court. Turns around, dribbles, a tattoo dribble at quarter court, comes back near the 10-second timeline, down to Bonham. Bonham high over the head, looking, back to Larry Singleton. They go off to Thacker. Thacker has got it. Leading by 11, Cincinnati will try. And Egan says, I don't care, I want the ball, and he goes in and hits him. Is 2 for 2. Now he is 3 for 3. He has 11 points, does Tom Thacker. 48-36. Miller, 20-footer, off, no good, and Thacker gets it off of there, and it's going to be jump ball between Thacker and Ron Miller. Hands don't like it. The ball is controlled by, knocked out of bounds by Yates. Knocked out of bounds by Yates as he goes into that Sports Network camera. Over to Miller, a bounce pass over to Egan on the right side, drives down, lays it up, it is off, no good, and he was careened under. The first one's up and rolling around, and good. Egan bounces 3 times. Eyes the bucket, shoots it, rolls up, off, no good, and getting the ball is Hyde Dottie, and he travels 8.5 yards, but they say no traveling. Yates has got it down near the baseline, and he calls timeout for Cincinnati very wisely. With 7:38 left to go in the ball game, 48-37, Cincinnati. Kiwartowski coming off. Larry Singleton has that ball over this time. to Yates. Yates raising up 5 fingers on that left hand of his, saying that's the play. Out to Thacker it goes. Thacker has got it, looking into the post. He passes way back out to Larry Shingleton. Here goes that keep away. Coming out by the 10-second timeline is Bonham. Off to Yates. Yates looking at the high post, passing off to Thacker. This is keep away. 7:13 left to go. Thacker has got it. The ball knocked away, but Thacker gets it again. So he dribbles high. Off to Yates it goes. 1 finger is up. 7:01 left to go. 48-37. The baseline. Thacker's got it. He doesn't want to shoot it. He drives in, however. He fakes, turns around, shoots up off, no good. And Leslie Hunter clears it. There they go. Harkness. And the ball is stolen as Harkness passes and stolen by Larry Singleton. A beautiful interception by Larry. Yates has got the ball. And Yates is fouled by Harkness in the backcourt. 37. 1 shot coming. Tony Yates at that line. He is 2 for 2. It is up off the front of the rim, no good, and clearing the board on the far side, Ron Miller. Here comes Miller of the Ramblers. 6:35 left to go. Egan down to Rouse. Rouse going inside, jumping, shooting. 13-footer is good by Rouse. 48-39. It'll be keep away all the way. Yates drives down, then passes back out to Thacker. Egan goes out on Thacker. Now, he is called for an offensive foul as Thacker put his elbow out and just pushed him down to the hardwood court. So they do it, trailing by 9. Egan over to Miller. A bounce pass in and knocked away. And hideouting is the man that pushed. Leslie important now. Leslie Hunter eyes it. Hunter has got 10. He's got 11. He's got 11. It's only 40. I'll guarantee you there'll be a full court press. Hunter eyes it. Deep breath. Shoots it. Scores it. He scores it. All right, 48-41. Full court press is employed. Yates passing way out to Tom Thacker. Thacker has got the ball. Back over to Yates, and Harkness comes down to meet him. Back over to Thacker on the far side. To Larry Singleton. Left-handed dribble by Larry. Being guarded by Johnny Egan. Over to George Wilson. Way back on the far side. Wilson goes out and comes back out to the 10-second timeline. Back over to Thacker. Thacker has got the ball. Looking around. Thacker with the ball. Playing keep away to Yates. 5:40 left to go. With 48-41, the fans behind us are Loyola fans. The ball was knocked away by Harkness, and he got a piece of Yates' arm. Up off the right side, and Rouse clears the backboard for Loyola. Here we go. Egan's on the attack for the Ramblers. 48-41. It is real tension. 5:30 left to go. Harkness bouncing into Miller. Going down to the baseline. Starts to shoot. The ball knocked out of bounds beautifully that time by Thacker. 5:19, the clock running. They don't have the ball in yet. Egan passing out to Miller. In it goes to Hunter. Turnaround jump shot is up off, no good. And the ball controlled by Larry Singleton, taken away by Johnny Egan. Down the baseline, underneath. Now he goes back out. He jumps, he shoots. It is off, no good. And the rebound is knocked out of bounds by George Wilson. And he throws it down court, and he was out of bounds. Please forgive me, will you? But it's the truth. Egan into Harkness. Turnaround jumper is good. Jerry made his first basket. He made it. He might do it. 48-43. Here's Thacker with that ball. Passing down, intercepted by Harkness. Here goes Jerry. Lays it up, and he scores. Harkness scores. Jerry Harkness scores. He scores. Jerry Harkness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They did not win it, but they did fight back. All right, Larry Singleton has got the ball. Larry Singleton dribbles over the 10-second timeline. 48-45, 4:16 left to go. Thacker off to Bonham. Oh, is this a ball game now? Off to the right side, Larry Singleton off to Thacker. Thacker's got it. Miller is on him. Thacker high over the head. Bounce pass out to Yates. There's 4:02 left to go, 48-45. Thacker off to Wilson. Back out, it's keep away. Thacker has got it. Out to Singleton. Singleton on the left side. Miller goes out to meet him. Singleton has got the ball. Off to Bonham. Back by the 10-second timeline. Bonham has gotten a foul called on Vic Rouse, but he almost had to do it. Left to go. 4-point lead. Bonham again eyes it. Shoots it. Scores it. 50-45. 5 points. Here. Off to high over the head on the left side it goes. Down at the corner, Rouse shoots up off, no good, and underneath getting the ball is Yates, and he is called for a foul. A foul, and Harkness goes to the line. All right, Harkness has got the clutch one coming. It's up, rolls around, and good. 50-46. That's 4 points. He could narrow it now to 3. The full court press will be on. It'll be Loyola's ball with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. Egan passing in to Harkness over on the right-hand side of that tee. He bounces. He looks. Harkness back out to Miller. Miller over to Egan. 50-46. Egan, they want to move that ball. Here it comes to Miller on the left side. To Egan. Egan goes on the right-hand side. Out to Miller, top of the key. They've got to get a play going. Over to Egan. Out to Harkness on the left side. He's driving down. He's under, lays it up, and scores! He scores! He scores! 50-48. 2 points. Go get him, Larry Griffin. Go get him, Larry Griffin. That's our engineer here, and he's all smiles too. 50-48, the full court presses on. 2:28 left to go in the ball game. 2-point lead. Here comes Miller out on Thacker. The Bearcats are on the attack. They are playing keep away again. Thacker has got the ball. Bounces it over to George Wilson. Back to Thacker by the 10-second timeline. Thacker moving with that ball. Miller is on him. Miller puts his hands up. So does Thacker with that ball in him. Out to Wilson. The ball goes to Thacker. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left, 50-48. There goes Thacker down. Looks, passes back out to Larry Shingleton, over to Tony Yates. Back out to Thacker. This is keep away at its best. Thacker way back out. They've got to go out. They've got to foul him. Thacker at quarter court on the right side. High over the head, off to Yates. Yates has got it. And Harkness fouls him. He says, I've got to do it, so why not now? Yates bends his knees, shoots, and it rolls around, and it scores. It's good. He's got the bonus. He's the one that takes that deep knee bend. He does. He shoots. And it's off the front of the rim, but Wilson gets the ball off the backboard. Wilson has got it, throws it out to Larry Shingleton. The Bearcats have got the ball. 1:36 left. Yates down at the baseline. Passes way out by the 10-second timeline to Thacker. Well, they can play keep away so beautiful. It's pretty difficult. Miller goes up and he fouls him. He did it intentionally. 1:22 left to go. There's no three. He has 11 points. He shoots. It's off. No good. And look at Hunter get that ball. Hunter over to Egan. They come down now. 1:16 left to go. 51-48. Over to Miller. To Harkness. To Miller on the right side. A bounce pass into Hunter. Turn around. Layup. And oh! Goaltending! Goaltending! They finally called it. They called it. They finally called it as Wilson was goaltending. It's 51-50. 1 minute left to go. The ball knocked out by Egan. He almost intercepted. Stay right there, Johnny boy. The ball is passed in, and it goes down to Thacker. Here goes Thacker driving down, and he lays it up and in. Oh, beautiful by Thacker. All right, ready to go as Hunter comes down. The bounce goes into Hunter. Jumps, shoots. It is off, no good. And getting that ball is Thacker. He travels down fast now. Cincinnati on the attack. Over underneath to Yates. Off, no good. And this time goaltending, but it was not called. Here comes Harkness. He lays it up, and it is tipped in by Hunter. Tipped in. 19 seconds. Time, call time. 15 seconds. 16. Shingleton's got it, and they foul. Harkness fouled him purposely. He had to do it. He has 1 point. All right, Larry, the left-handed shooter, shoots and makes it. He made it. Larry eyes it. Shoots it. It is off. No good. And Leslie Hunter has got it. To Ron Miller. They've got a fast break down to Harkness. He jumps. He shoots. He scores. He scores. He scores. He scores. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. It's got it. He scored. He tied it. He tied it. He scored. Oh. Oh, they did it. They did it. Beautiful. Beautiful. What can you do? Beautiful. Listen. But when David comes up against Goliath, what can he do? There it goes, down to Harkness. He's underneath. He lays it up. He scores. He scores. 56-54. It's a dilly. It's a great one. As the Ramblers are out in front for the first time in this ball game. Now Cincinnati has got to play. Thacker has got it. Thacker on the right side, passing way out to Yates. Harkness will have to play Yates loose. 56-54. 4:30 left to go in the overtime period. A shot underneath, a layup by Wilson is good. Thacker, a beautiful lead pass to Wilson, and Wilson scored. It's tied up. It's a new ball game again, 56-56. There's Ron Miller on the right side. It goes off. Miller has it again. Back out to Rouse. Rouse over to Egan. Egan to Harkness in front of our WCFL Sports microphone. To Miller over to the right side to Rouse. A bounce pass over to Harkness. Out to Ron Miller. Ron Miller has got it. Looking. And to Harkness. Bonham is on him now. They cannot afford to lose Thacker. Thacker has 4 fouls. A bounce pass into Hunter. Turn around, jump. It's up, rolls around, no good. And Wilson gets it off the backboard. A nice one by Wilson. Yates has got the ball. 56-56. Yates has got it. Win, lose, or draw. This is a great one. Thacker has got it near the baseline. Now it goes inside the lane. Fakes underneath. It goes to Wilson. Out of bounds off of Wilson's fingertips. The lead pass could not be controlled by Wilson. And now the ball was knocked out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds. Rouse touched it last. The lead pass intercepted by Ron Miller. Ron Miller intercepted the pass. Now the Ramblers have got it. Action? You better believe it. Miller shoots a 20-footer. Good! Good by Ron Miller. It's now for Cincinnati as the Ramblers lead by 2 points. Out it goes. Down the baseline to Thacker. Thacker jumps. 8-footer. Up, off, no good. And Rouse gets the ball. Knocked away into the hands of Miller. Ron Miller has got it now. Right up center court comes Ron Miller. Ron Miller with that ball. Leading by 2. Over to Harkness on the right side. Bonham is on him. Out to Miller. Over at the far side. Miller jumps. He shoots. It's off. No good. Rouse tips. No good. The tip is no good. Rouse gets it. Lays it up. And it's off. No good. The ball is controlled by Cincinnati. Ball is controlled by Cincinnati. Way down to Larry Shingleton. Goes in. Lays it up. And the cripple is good. It's tied up again. 58-58. Oh, Van Patrick. This is action. Van Patrick down here doing it for Mutual. 58-58 with 2:04 left to go. It's all tied up. Off to Harkness. Harkness coming down the left side. He's got the ball in front of our sports microphone. Out to Miller. Miller back about. The ball bounced into Egan. 1:46 left to go. 58-58. They may wait. They may actually take time and go for one shot. Egan has got the ball. Over to Harkness. Back to Egan. Egan back out to Rouse. They may play for the one shot. Wouldn't that be a switch? To play control ball and play for the one shot. It's back to Miller, top of the key. Yates goes out on him. Ball knocked away, and it'll be jump ball between Larry Shingleton and Johnny Egan. A nice maneuver by Larry. Ball is up and tipped back to Ron Miller. He's got it. Over to Jerry Harkness. Back to Egan, 1:15. What would you do? 58-58, would you go for the one? Hold the ball and go for the one, a lot of people would say. But you never know. They might find somebody loose and shoot it. Miller has got it. The ball knocked back court, but Harkness comes up with it. Back over, driving down on the right-hand side. Harkness has got the ball. Bonham is on him. Way back to Hunter, off to Egan. They're going to go for one. I don't think there's any question about it. 50 seconds, 49-48. Harkness backing in. He may go. Now he goes back out to Egan. Egan has got the ball. Looking around. Over to Harkness, back to Egan. 38 seconds left to go. To Rouse. Back to Miller. They're going to go for the one shot. 58-58. And this is a twist. Cincinnati, the team that always holds the ball. They're seeing what it feels like now. How does it feel? We'll find out in about 23 seconds because that's how much time's left in the ball game. Egan over to Harkness. Harkness going inside the lane. Now he goes back out to Miller. To Harkness. Harkness going inside the lane. Now he goes back out to Miller. 15 seconds. Out to Egan. I guarantee you one thing. They'll give it to Harkness when it's time. Miller's got it. Out to Rouse. 9, 8. Harkness has got it. Here he goes. He jumps. He passes out to Hunter. Hunter shoots. He off the rim. Rouse gets the score. It's over. It's over. We won. We won. We won. We won the ball game. We won the ball game. Oh, we won. Loyola won the ball game. Oh, we won it. We won. 60-58. 60-58. We won the ball game, and George Ireland is being hugged, kissed, and squeezed. Go get George. Go get George. Hurry up. Get him here first. Who? George, quick. George Ireland being hugged and kissed. Right here first. George Ireland, congratulations, buddy. Thanks, Red. Congratulations, man.